Recording in progress.
These economies of scale. So when you become so large that you start becoming inefficient, that is these economies of scale. So the business becomes so large that its average cost of production starts increasing. You know, when you are large, when you become large, when you are expanding, what is expected is a reduction in the average cost of production.
Yes.
But if the reverse is the case, then that is these economies of scale. Do you understand? So let's go down. This said, these economies of scale. So is it possible for a business to become so large that it becomes less and less efficient? Then if this happens, that is the economies of scale. So what are the reasons why we have the economies of scale? The first one, poor communication. The larger the organization, the more difficult it becomes to send and receive accurate messages. If there is a slow or inaccurate communication, then serious mistakes can occur, which leads to lower efficiency and higher average cost. Poor communication. So for communication, if communication becomes inefficient, like if there's poor communication among workers as a result of expansion, then that is economies of scale. Because if communication is poor, if there is any barrier that makes communication not to be effective, the efficiency will not be there because you won't be getting the right information to carry out the right job or the right task. So you are lacking. Information is what you use in carrying out task. But if information is missing, if communication is ineffective, then you might not be able to do the job at the right time or at the right way, in the right way. So that is inefficiency, these economies of scale. Lack of commitment from employees. Large businesses can employ thousands of workers. It is possible that one worker will never see the top manager of the business. Yeah. Workers may feel that they are unimportant and not valued by the management. So here, lack of commitment from workers or employees come because firms become so big that normally they used to see their managers, but now because of how big the business is, they don't see the managers anymore. So they feel remote, or they feel like they are not part of the organization because nobody sees what they do anymore like they used to see. The third one, weak coordination. It often takes longer for decisions made by managers to reach all parts of the large businesses and different groups of workers. This could make it difficult to coordinate the work and decision of all parts of the business and ensure that they are working towards the same objective. Coordination becomes difficult because it's a big business, and maybe because of different departments available, you might not be able to reach each worker or each department at the right time. But if it is a small business, you can cover up and coordinate them immediately. Yes. But with large businesses, with different departments, different units, you might not be able to reach them at any given point in time. And that is, it makes things to become bigger. It becomes a problem. Coordination. You are unable to put them in the right spots to get the objective of the company done at the right time.
It's like locations.
No, not really location here. But what we're trying to say is that there is these economies of scale because you cannot arrange workers. You cannot arrange your company. You cannot coordinate them.
Yes.
To reach, to let them understand the objective of the business.
Yes, I get it.
Recording